Hey guys, my name is Liz and I'm obsessed with Disney. This video that I am posting is actually a request from a couple of months ago from when I was doing my How to Successfully Apply for the DCP series. I mentioned in one of my videos that I had the full interview with my answers and stuff when I was doing my phone interview, and somebody asked if I can post it. So I figured now would be a perfect time to post it because now everyone who is applying for this fall is now starting to do their phone interviews. So I hope this helps you guys and I hope you enjoy it. I'll start the interview and I will see you guys later. Have a seamless night. Bye.
Hey, yous guys, I'm making some magic over here.
Speaking. Hi, how are you? Yeah, it's great. All right, sounds great. Thank you. Yep. Yes. Yeah, I did. I had a great time. Yes. Oh my goodness, I had a ball. Well, my first skill was operational costuming. So I was statist at Magic Kingdom, so I spent most of my time there. But since cast costuming is a global role, I was able to work in all the parks, and I even got to work at a Caribbean beach. So it was fun. Yeah. Yes. No, I'm American. Yes, I'm very familiar with Disney look. Yes. No, not at all. I still just have my regular one ear pierce that is compliant with Disney look. Mhm. Yes. Yes, I would love to go back home. Yep, great. Yes. Well, probably one of the most challenging parts about Disney housing was we had a reoccurring sink issue, and yeah, we would have to call maintenance a couple of times. There was one point where this sink even got clogged, so and it was late at night, so we couldn't call maintenance as early as as it usually is. So I wound up trying to get like a plunger and unclog it a little bit, and by the time maintenance came back up, they said, "Oh, that's what we would have did. So, good job." So it was a little bit interesting, trying to plunge your sink, but it all worked out fine. No, but all my roommates, we were from different parts of the country, so it was kind of fun seeing everyone's different kind of regional cultures. Like I had two girls from New Orleans and We're actually still really close, and one of the girls, she keeps on talking about, oh, you guys have to come down for Mardi Gras one year. So, yeah. I think I would do just fine. I'm very receptive to other people's cultures and other people's ways. I'm very respective of how other people live their lives. I would hope that people would do the same to me, so I, of course, wanted to offer that to others. So my first college program, I was able to take the entertainment show production class offered only to theater majors, and through that class, my eyes were completely open to so many more career options that I had. But being that when I did my program, I still had about 2 years left of school, I felt like I couldn't take as many networking opportunities in order to grow my career as I would have this time around. Because at this point, I'll be graduating in December. So I will be able to focus on moving my career forward with the Walt Disney Company. Well, originally before I started my other program, I would love to say, I kept on telling that Disney Theatrical Group would be my dream because that way I could still work for the company but still live close to my family in New York. But after doing the program, I realized that there's so many other different options, and I would love to be able to explore the different routes with Walt Disney because it's the largest entertainment company in the world. That's the greatest place to get a start when you're working in theater and set construction like I do. I would definitely say my most challenging is still Barnes & Noble. I've been working there for 4 years now, and every day it's always something new. Our store is actually very unique in nature. We are the only bookstore at all on Staten Island, and yeah, so we get lots of people who the New York attitude is something that's very real sometimes. So a lot of times we have some very difficult people who feel like since this is their only option to get books in a physical retail space, there's always new and different complications that arise. So every day is always something new. Yep. I've definitely gotten better at it over the years. Now, since I've been there for 4 years, I'm one of the veterans, and a lot of people look to me for advice for new booksellers. So, being that I'm very comfortable in my role at my job, it's easy for me to field customer concerns and questions in a timely manner because I know our book system so well. I know how to search for things. I know how to order things very quickly and able to satisfy a customer. Phones, that's something that usually when you have a first floor shift, that's something that you're always doing. And me being a veteran, I'm always answering phones in between helping customers who are physically in front of me and doing e-planner projects, which are things when we have to set up various different tables and different end caps and putting up signs for different promotions. So it's just something that I've learned in time to do. And being comfortable with something is definitely what I feel is something that helps you in the job. That's why Disney's training process was so incredible because you have so many days with Disney University, you learn your role, and then you're on the job training. Disney makes you feel very comfortable, and I feel that working with the company, I'll be able to do what I do back here on Barnes & Noble in Staten Island. Well, I'm used to working in the very fast-paced environment, but when I was on my college program working in costuming, it was nice to have a little bit of a break to slow down a little bit. So either way, I'm very comfortable because I've done both. Well, back home here, I work on a team a lot. As I mentioned, I do a lot of training with a lot of the new booksellers, so I'm used to working on a team with them. But in costuming, I had quite a bit of solo work, even when I was working in the character room Magic Kingdom, and also the operations, a lot of hanging clothes and doing that for hours on end. So, like, I'm comfortable with both. Well, a couple of months ago, we had two little boys who got trapped in our elevator. So what happened was these little boys were running around the store with their mother, and they finished up pretty much on the second floor. I was working on the second floor, and the two little boys ran into the elevator, and their mom's like, "Oh, you have to wait for me," but they ran anyway, and they shut the elevator door. Now, these boys were very young, so what I'm assuming is they pressed too many buttons in the elevator, and the elevator got stuck. So since I was around in the area, I was able to hear the little boy start screaming, "Mommy, Mommy!" So the mom was like, "Oh, please help. I have my little boy stuck in the elevator." So what I did next was I called my manager. I told him, "Hey, I have some guests who are stuck in the elevator, two little boys. I'm going to go call 911. The manager said, "Okay, I heard somebody calling for help," so I already called 911. So since I was there with the customers at first, I waited with the mom and the little boys until the fire department came. The mom and me as well, we were talking to the little boys, asking about, trying to keep them calm, making sure that they weren't freaking out and pressing more buttons and putting their safety in danger. We were asking them what kind of books they were looking for that day, and if they were going back to school soon. And then we were able to pass the time enough for the boys to calm down and have the fire department come and help the boys escape from the elevator. Oh, yes, of course. As I was reading the role descriptions for lots of different things, housekeeping kind of reminded me a little bit of costuming, with the little guest interaction and solo working. So I figured that was something that I'd be able to transition to quite easily. So that's what appealed to me about housekeeping, because it was so much like costuming. I wouldn't really mind it too much because, again, it reminded me of costuming. I had to deal with a lot of dirty laundry, a lot of the girls coming in from the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique when they would deal with children who may have had lice, so I would have to deal with bagged costumes that were contaminated. So I feel like my time at Disney prepared me for that. We did a lot of that in the character room as well, with rubbing alcohol whenever our princesses would get some ink on their gloves. We would always be using different kinds of chemicals, so again, I'm comfortable with that as well. Yeah, I believe auditions for New York are in October. Oh, okay. I'll make sure I write that down. Okay. Okay. comfortable because I've had lots of interaction with many performers and what they wear when I was working in the Magic Kingdom character room. And based on my height, I'm 5 feet tall. I knew there was no way that I would not be in the enclosed spaces. I worked at Five Guys for like a month before I worked at Barnes & Noble, but that was just so long ago now. I'd be comfortable. I mean, I've had a couple of weeks experience with it. Also, Barnes & Noble, we have a cafe, so sometimes when they're short-staffed, I'll pop on the registers, but I'm still around the food, so. Okay. Well, costuming, hands down. I was very comfortable with that role. I had tons of fun doing it. And I was trained in the Disney way and exactly how they would do it, so I feel like I'd be able to do that no problem. Also, I feel like I do very well with the floral role. I see that they have a lot of set striking and stuff with the different flowers and different occasions that they have with that. What I'm looking to do professionally is to work on sets, whether it be theater or film. And that's primarily what I do in school. I do a lot of set construction, and all my different work with theaters, primarily I've been a stagehand, and so setting up and striking sets is pretty much second nature to me. Oh, I'm very comfortable with that. That's pretty much all I know when it comes to Disney. I would feel much more comfortable with it this time around. They asked me in the beginning of my last program if I did. Even though I had my license, I was still kind of iffy. I've never driven in Florida before. But now, after spending months in my program, I'm pretty well acquainted with Florida drivers. I think I could drive around property, no problem. Yeah. I do. I actually have 2 questions. Do you know if I'm accepted, would I be able to pick up shifts at my old location? Okay. Okay. And okay, sounds great. And do you know if there have been any changes to the onboarding process since spring 2015 that I should know about? That looks like it's about it. Thank you very much, Jen. Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. Oh, you too. Bye-bye.
He's not moving.
Oh, wow.